Hey everyone, I know it's been a while. I think I mentioned getting suspension like 5 months ago, and this stuff finally came in. I think I ordered it right before June, and it's been a while. This isn't even the whole order. This is just the Intrax suspension. These are 1K2 Intrax suspension with the black Titan paint, as well as the top hats, the camera and caster plates. So pretty solid setup. I know you could have gotten the external reservoir, but I don't really see a point in that for street driving. I mean, this is already competition grade, suspension, and I'm probably not going to track it at all. I'll probably take it to Sebring once or twice and maybe do like a mediocre off-road course, I guess. But again, this isn't the full order. This is just the Intrax suspension. I actually ordered all new bushings, a new diff. It looks like a diff brace, like front and rear sway bars, and then some front like extra supports that should help this out. But yeah, I guess I'll get to installing the suspension. I already took off the strut bar. I assume it's just like most coilover installs. Shouldn't be too difficult. These two bolts and probably another one somewhere else, and then obviously all these wires hooked up to it. So should be pretty easy and straightforward. As you can see, this is pre-growth suspension. It's clapped, so it rubs around corners. As you see, the sprite height was pretty high from before, so it's, pretty bad. But we're gonna get that all sorted today. I had these little things in wrong. I had them set to like the ones marked B, which are a little off-centered. I'm gonna set the neutral ones in before I adjust like camber and caster. So these are like additional adjustments, I assume. And you just put them in this top bolt for the suspension, so yeah. But the top part, I measured this. This is all same distance between each of those. So alignment shop will be able to figure out the rest from there. I just want to set in like a neutral position. That's kind of why I'm using these. But yeah, pretty simple, normal coilover install. The only thing different is these are the original brake lines, so they have this weird bracket. I'm gonna zip tie these on for now, but eventually I'll get stainless steel lines, cut this hole, and just like get a little it's like a little clip that goes on the stainless steel line, and then you slide it in. But yeah, you do need to modify these, I believe, to fit these stainless steel lines if I do those. This setup's weird. I don't know if I'll do this soon or just wait till I do all the brakes, because it's probably going to be fine with the zip tie. I don't really see it being that big of an issue. I don't like that these bolts are covered, but I'll just put the nuts in and maybe like tape around it. I'm not really sure, but anyways, pretty easy install. Honestly, the bolts weren't even that bad. I hit them with like some parts cleaner when they were off. Got off most of the surface rust that just kind of look, dirty, but they're fine. But yeah, these look really good. Probably too nice for this car, but yeah, going well. I got in the correct little offset washer, and then I zip tied this. I just put, it's hard to see, but I ran it through a little piece of rubber, so you get some, protection. Again, this is a temporary solution, but I think the little piece of rubber definitely helps. And yeah, that's pretty much done for one side. Pretty simple, normal coilover install, but I guess these aren't really normal coilovers. I don't know what you call them. So it's been like a couple hours later, and I'm still only on the fronts, but I had one of these. This lower bolt was cross-threaded on. It was really hard to get off, but I couldn't find the exact bolt. Went to like a few AutoZones, and I don't know what your guys' experience is, but like AutoZones and Advanced Auto Parts, they never have bolts. So ended up going to Home Depot. I found M12 1.75. I needed 1.25, but it doesn't matter because I just got a 1.75 nut to go with the bolt. It's the same length. It's got like the threading at the end only. Just very similar to the stock ones. Let's see if I have the stock one. Again, not the exact bolt, but close enough that it works for this situation. And it's 10.9 strength, which is what I needed. They had the 1.25 thread pitch in a 8.8, but I don't really trust that. I rather have the 10.9 like the stock bolt. But besides that, everything really went back together. Little zip tie thing back here as well. Feels pretty good. Yeah, that's it for the fronts. I raised these. It's about like 2.5 inches on each side because, like I mentioned before, these are 45 sidewalls, which is bigger than normal. They should be 35 or 40s to fit this car. Also, I think they're dry rotting. I mean, I need new wheels and tires, but it's not that bad right now. But yeah, let me lower this and see how it looks. Still need the backs, of course. I don't even know how to start with those, but I'm sure it's easy. So I'm onto the rear. I removed the top shelf over there and remove these little things to get the air. I believe it's just probably a 13 mil like the rest of them. Just 2 bolts, and then the same 2 bolts for the shock, lower shock. So the rear is a lot easier, of course. On most cars it is. I just thought maybe this car would be different, but yeah, I was able to pull it out without removing the sway bar. Just the bolts and the 2 top bolts. And just gotta put in the bolts. I mean, there's nothing in here. It's just kind of squished on with this little jack. But I will say, if you guys haven't done coilovers before, definitely recommend a second jack. Push everything up and compress it so you can get the top bolts in easier. And I feel like it's very hard to do sway bars without a second jack to compress it to the right angle to slide a bolt straight through. So yeah, I'm gonna run the top bolts in, put the rest in, and I guess lower it. I'll probably do about the same. I think if this is 2 inches, I'll go back to 2.5, like the fronts. I still think the fronts might rub, because again, the sidewalls are way too big, so I'm gonna have to raise it to kind of how it was before. But eventually I'm gonna get the stock wheels that are like remanufactured to 17 inches and then just put like 35 sidewalls, 215 35s or 215 40s, something like that. But yeah, let me put this in and see how it looks. All corners are finished, so I guess it's time to lower it for the final time. I'll probably need to adjust the height because, like I said before, these tires are not correct. I might just go ahead and put new tires on these wheels. I was planning on waiting until I get different wheels, but fronts look solid. Yeah, it looks even on both sides. Rears will probably need to go up. When I adjusted them, I based it off like 1/2 inch up of what they were preset to. The rears are set to 2 inches and like, I think a little over 1/4, 2 1/4 inches. So we need to raise it just a little bit to get it to 2.5 inches. So that'll be even. Let's see if it rubs though. I guess I'll go take it for a ride. Hopefully it's good. I just went for a quick 20-minute drive. The car actually feels so much better. Like it almost is like comparable to my E46, if not, you know, better. And that will only improve once I do the bushings and the sway bars. The sway bars actually should be big because the bushings on the sway bars and the end links are trashed on this car. Like putting them back on, I mean, both sides were just destroyed. There was no liquid in the little end link things. And they were falling apart, like the inside little metal pieces that push in, just destroyed. So I'm sure this can only get even better. And also with an alignment, I do need different tires pretty much ASAP because this is pretty high ride height and it still rubs. Like it's only on like aggressive kind of fast corners, but it still rubs and it shouldn't rub at this ride height. And it's like, I don't really want to destroy the fender liners. They're already like kind of rubbed heavily and I don't want to make them worse because I don't think you can really source them easily. But yeah, again, I'll get like some 215 35s or something. It should be great. I wanted to wait till I got new wheels, but I honestly thought this would be fine if I raised it enough, but it's clearly not. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get the tires now and I'll just swap them to the new wheels when I need. I think I have a friend that can do alignment and has a tire machine too. So I'll probably just take it to him. He can probably do it all. I'll wait till the tires come in to get aligned. And yeah, it's pretty solid. Definitely need an exhaust though, because this one has a little bit, you know, of a rust hole. But yeah, really happy with the suspension. I mean, with how much it cost, I should be happy with it. But it really transformed the car, to be honest. Like I was a little disappointed when I first got the car. Then I fixed the engine and it's still fun to drive, but it just felt so bad with these blown Coney shocks or whatever. So yeah, huge change. I mean, seriously, feels like my E46, and it's like, this is like a 90s car based off a car that started production in the 80s, which is like a predecessor to like a 70s car, and I don't think the chassis changed too much then either. So it's like, this is a pretty old chassis, and to feel this good is like pretty amazing. So really happy I'm turning this into my own little rally car. But yeah, if you want to see future content on this build and where it goes next, obviously exhaust and wheels, and you know, fixing up the interior and adding more power. If you want to see all that, go ahead and subscribe, and thanks for watching.